pop in, say hi, let me know where you're from. I expect my moderators will be here shortly. Forgive me, I am a mess, and I'm going to blame that all on my sister. I have to clean my mess as we're going to yap tonight. And I would guess that it's going to be a good night, right? Because we haven't talked since I've gotten back from my trip from Thunder Bay, right? So I'm kind of hoping that we're going to have a good conversation. I'm just going to move everything down here a little bit, like I said, kind of tidy up my desk as I'm waiting for you guys to pop in. It takes a couple of minutes for you guys. I'm a silly girl. It takes a couple of minutes for YouTube to get the notifications out there. So the least I can do is kind of get things done. I got my crystals here. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff. All kinds of just mess. And again, it's been a project. I only had one day off after I got home from my trip, and I went right back in the days off since I've been off work I've been working, and it's been a lot today, a lot of stuff, and I got a lot done, and I'm really, really happy to see how much I've got done. Oh, Kathy's here, Andrew's here. Oh my goodness! Oh, look at Angry Birds is here too. Awesome, you guys. Yeah, so today I've just been busy with little projects in the house, like silly things that I didn't expect that I was going to be doing, but I'm pulling out the stove and sweeping and washing underneath it, and haven't even started the laundry yet, but I pulled everything out and I've rearranged my house, and I tore open a bedroom closet because I want to switch my closet system over a little bit for winter before I bring my winter clothes. I wasn't expecting to do this when I got up this morning. But then when you start doing things and then you pull things out, it turns into a project. But it has been productive, and it has been abundant, I would guess, right? Because a couple of the items one item was already paid for, but the ladies came by and they picked them up today. So I went and I got my bus pass for the week. So I'm all set up. Couple of groceries, and then again, like I said, I was a couple minutes late coming into my live tonight, but I'm blaming that on my sister because she knocks on the door right when I'm ready to sit down with my cup of coffee, but I was concerned for her because she was having issues today, and I wanted to be kept updated on the situation, but it turned out to be amazing, like I knew it would be, right? But the thing is, she jumped on it right away. Well, almost right away. I told her a couple of days ago to go have it sorted out. But that's not for me, right? Because all we can say is that we get the message when we get the message. And sometimes, that could be the frustrating of people when they hound on people. Oh, you shouldn't do it this way, or get on this, or get a job, or right? Like we hound people. But the thing is, they don't really receive the message until they're ready to receive the message, right? But a couple of days later, she went in, she had it checked out, it's all sorted, everything's good, but she came by to give me the news. And then the next thing I said, well, hurry up, Alice, because I've got my live show right away. I can't be late. And then it turned into a conversation, and then I'm digging out filters because she wants a cup of coffee, and I have to go through my camping gear that I sorted all out. So I've got to kind of tidy that up later. I was surprised I found it so fast though. But let's take a look at some of these comments, and let Cindy take a moment. Take a breath, Cindy, right? Take a breath. Yeah, Angry Birds. Was it last week or the week before? Angry Birds came in and he thought he was late for the live, and he wasn't late for the live. I was late for the live, and he already had his topic, Andrew, already picked out for the week. I'm not sure, Angry Birds. Are you picking up where you left off on that topic that you wanted to discuss that one night that you came in, or have you moved on since then and you're on to something else? I would be interested to know. Oh, Owen's here too. Hi, Owen. So you guys, let's talk about my trip. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I drove a Ford Compass and I got it such a good deal, right? Because I had sold some things with my sister and we kind of had like half and half. We cashed out once, but we were already starting to build up again. And we had $100 and something dollars. So it only ended up costing me another additional $500 to rent the car, and I got to drive a Ford Focus, not Ford Focus. It would have been good for camping, but I drove a Jeep Compass for the week, and it was absolutely really a lovely, lovely, easy car to drive. Really nice handling. I felt safe in it. Good windows. It was easy to figure out. Being a new car, you wonder how this goes and where's this button and stuff. It was easy to figure out. The manual was really easy to understand. The back end was not quite as long as my Outlander was. So it wasn't as comfortable for stretching out my legs when I was sleeping out at night, but it worked out so perfectly. And I actually got to sleep out in a parking lot. And I can't remember the name of the town. Where was it? Daytona. Dayton. Dayton? Maybe it was Dayton. Yeah, and I stayed in a Walmart, a super Walmart parking lot, and I pulled up against this Chinese gentleman, and he had such a system going on. He had grills and walks and little generators, and he had radios. He had lighting. He had these blinders for the front of his car and the side of the car, so because the big Walmart lights are really really loud. I bet you he even had earplugs because they also had a parking lot for the big semis to pull in and stay the night too. But they had loud announcements all night on the PA and stuff. So, but I didn't mind it at all because that night I stayed in the Walmart parking lot. It rained and thunderstormed and lightninged all night. And I really, really have missed that beautiful sound of the rain pounding on the roof, especially in my old apartment because I was on the top floor. When it rained, it was so lovely to listen to. And now I don't get that, right? Unless it hits the front window, but that's so rare. It's barely rained all summer anyway. But I just thought it was amazing. And I just laid in my little camp bed in the back of the car with the windows open a little bit. And I just, you know, and I had a little system too because I had this big Rubbermaid container and had a big lid, right? And I couldn't leave the windows open. It wasn't my vehicle. Otherwise, it was a thunderstorm, people. The wind and everything was blowing. That rain would have just poured into the vehicle. So I rigged up the lid and I jammed it inside one of the windows and I left the other window open. And the air flowed like an air conditioner. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable because I did have the windows down on each side, but it was just the wind would come in off the top and just flow across the top of the roof of the car and then just out the other window. It wasn't coming down to where I was sleeping. But the lip, because of the Rubbermaid lid, right? It was like this, and then the Rubbermaid lid, so the wind came in like this, and it hit the back here, and the wind went like this right into my face. So it was like a fan on my face. It was absolutely lovely. Thunderstorms. I laid there in awe. Oh, and then not on top of that, the rain didn't come into the window, right? So the other window on the other side, I could pull it closed just a little bit, right? You have to leave it a little bit so the air would flow out. But this one actually was open this much, but totally sealed because of the lip of the Rubbermaid container lid, and it flowed perfectly. But it was like an awning, right? Because this Rubbermaid lid was like this big, right? Get this out, like this big. So it was out my window, kind of on a slant. So the rain just hit it, and it made like really nice noises. It was kind of neat. It was kind of ingenious how I rigged it up too. And I rigged it up because as soon as the first couple of drops came into the window while I was laying there, I knew like once I fell asleep, anything could happen. It could turn into a big mess in there, and wake up in the morning totally soaked and have a bad cold and not be able to get back to work, right? Everybody at work was really happy to see me. But you know, it is, and I appreciate the time off. It was really nice of my boss to work it in and let me have it off, and it was much needed. And it's so much fun, you guys. I haven't even got to the mining. I have another video where I was showing the mine and showing me mining for my crystals and stuff. So I'll show that. I'll show that next week sometime, that video. But you guys, I posted my video tonight, my urban exploration of the hunting fishing lodge. What did you guys think of that one? Let me just come back into the comments and see what everybody's talking about. I'm sure Angry Birds is yipping up a storm, but let's see what you guys have got to say. Boo, 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 boo. There's Kathy, Owen, Andrew, Angry Birds. Yeah, I've missed my explores too. Tomorrow, actually, I'm thinking because I could get this done. I don't know if I can because as soon as I'm done my live, I'm going to see if I can get my laundry done. Right? Sundays is pretty busy in the laundry room, but it's the end of the night, so maybe there's some washers open. I'm going to try and get my washing done, the rest of the apartment clean to the best of my ability. I want to see if I can get the. I can't believe I'm even thinking about it, taking the air conditioner apart, taking all that tape and insulate out of the window and open that up and let some fresh air come in for the season. That will be nice when I'm sleeping at night. Put the screen back in the window. Then I can have this table back for my shoes because right now it's holding my air conditioner up and up against this wall. So when I'm sleeping at night, it's keeping me nice and cool. But the evenings are much cooler here. I hope everybody's evenings are starting to cool down a little bit. Let me know down in the comments. Let's get back down here. Yeah, it was amazing, Owen. It was so much fun going exploring. Having that time for myself, just being out on the road, reflecting. You know, pit stops for rest stops were really, really quite lovely. They kept them well maintained. They picked really nice scenic spots for their rest stops, right? I thought they were really nice. Here in Manitoba, we have fire pits, which is kind of nice to have, right? Because you know, when you stop, you get to have that full experience of being able to stop and roast marshmallows and cook up some hamburgers and stuff on a fire pit and get that camping experience, even though it's just for an hour or two that you're going to be in that visit. Didn't happen this year because of the fires. We in North America, we had lots of fires, didn't we? We had lots of fires. Uh, I did, Melvin. I did go mining. I went mining for amethyst. Hi, Melvin. Okay, so let me show you. Oh, do I have some lighting here? I barely use these lights here. I picked them. They look nice, but they're not functional. They don't make any sense to me. But okay, you guys, let's see. We can get some good good pictures of my amethyst. This is amethyst rock that I have here. This is one of my, isn't it beautiful? These are all perfect little purple crystals in them. I need to get a display stand for this, right? How close can I get so that you can see how everything sparkles? And each one of these ones have hundreds of little crystals. That's what they're formed on. These rocks are over a billion years old, you guys. Can you imagine? A billion years it took for these to form. It's because the rock had these cavities, right? And when the water raised and then receded, there was so much moisture, right? And algae and stuff that they were capable of forming. And the bigger the caverns, the bigger the crystals would be able to form, and you would end up with bigger crystals. Next year, I want to do Arkansas. Look at that. Isn't it just gorgeous? Look at all of that. Look at how it sparkles. I just love it. And then this is all white quartz. And then these are all amethysts in here. Tell me in the comments what you think of my crystal. I've got a piece for you, Kathy. I was saving specifically for Kathy because I knew Kathy would very much appreciate a crystal, right? I know lots of you would appreciate it, but me and Kathy are good buddies going a long way, and I kind of thought of her. Andrew, I'll send you some pictures because your stick went on my adventure with me too. And of course, like I do with all the sticks, I take photographs of the sticks with me on the adventures. Here's another crystal I have. I love this one too. This little one. Look at all those ones. The smoky quartz up top. And see all the cavities. Oh, how clear can I get in there? I got to pull away in order for you guys to see. But then you don't see all the little teeny weeny crystals. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I just love it. I had this folding table right beside me, and I was doing cleaning projects today, and I had it beside me, and I was consistently pulling this one up here and just staring at it, just looking inside the caverns and holding it up against the light, because in some places you could see the holes. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I could run some leather through it and then hang it from the ceiling and then put a light on. Like my brain's all being creative. But I just love touching it. I love holding it. I love looking at it and discovering the crystals and something new I haven't checked out yet. And even right now I'm drawn to take a look at it. Now I had one more of my crystals that I wanted to show you guys. This one here, this is another amethyst, and this one has a little bit bigger crystal. So actually, this isn't all crystal. This one is all crystal, right? Except that it's well, I don't know what I was going to say there. Yeah, it's just a big piece of crystal. And the cavern inside there filled up with a whole bunch of little teeny weeny crystals too. But maybe I'll send you this one. Do you like this one? This would go well in the mail, Kathy. Would this one be good for you? Do you like this one? This is one of the ones that I kept for myself, so I know it's a nice one, right? So, which one? You don't get this one. This one is my baby. I just love the sparkles. I love sparkles. You guys, I know. I would send you this one, but it's so heavy it would cost me a fortune. You would never get it. Do you know the waiting list on my shipping right now? Yeah, Owen's stick is going out next. But yeah, when, I have no idea. But it's in safekeeping. Yeah, I like this crystal. But yeah, let me know if you like this one. This is beautiful. This is something that, you could just soak. Like, they're not purely cleaned either. This one here was one of the first ones I discovered. It just looked like a baseball of mud. But I just had a funny feeling that there was something amazing inside of it. And then when I was washing it and rubbing it and I saw a little bit of purple, I was so excited. I just threw it in the box and I says, I'll clean it when I get home. And it was really funny because about an hour before the mine was closing to the public, I had a whole bucket, right? So I went up there and I said, how much time do I have left? Do I have time to get back down into the mine? Because it's trails, right? Do I have time to get back into the mine and do a little bit more? Do you think I could get another bucket? And they said, we're closed in an hour, and we have to drive back into the city and stuff too. Like, we're really tired. And I said, not a problem. I can do that in an hour. No problem. She says, but don't you want to wash the crystals that's in your bucket here? And I says, oh, no, I'll do it when I get home. And it took me 2 days to clean them. I was trying all different techniques to try and clean them. I think the best ones was Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer? Was it Alka-Seltzer? No, maybe not Alka-Seltzer. It was denture cleaner tablets. That's what it was. Yeah, and I used bleach. I tried dish soap. I tried laundry soap. I was trying all different kinds of techniques into trying to get them cleaned up, right? But you're good with that one? Are you good with that one? I'll put that in the mail for you, Kathy, okay? That's your crystal. That I could do that one. I'll do that on payday. That will be my only commitment. And if I can keep my word to that, I'm doing good. Okay, so it's a done deal. Now I have to find a little box. Oh, I can find a little jewelry box or something at work, right? And some brown paper, and we're good to go. I could throw that in the mail. Okay, at least I could get something on its way, right? Baking soda. I could try baking soda. I could try baking soda. Yeah, I'm trying different techniques. I didn't Google. I thought I could figure it out on my own. Yeah, I thought I could figure out the cleaning the crystals on my own, and I cleaned them up pretty good. And everybody, I took a whole bunch to work. I donated 2 to the store so they can auction them off, and they sold right away. I wish I was there when they got sold so I could tell the story about them, but that's okay, right? And but they sold right away, and then I brought a big container full for my favorite customers and stuff. And then I made little sandwich bags of some of really nice crystals for the people that I work with. And then there was one gentleman that I work with, and he's the one I talk about every once in a while. He's just an absolute sweetheart, right? And I gave him a little crystal, but I found something really cool. I found a fossil, a billion-year-old little clam. It looks like a clam, and it's stuck in the middle of a rock that kind of formed around this clam. So I'm looking forward to I actually messaged him to let him know that it was behind the cash register, so he could make sure that he gets it, because I picked it specifically with him, and I had to pay for it. It went into that bucket, right? Like the mining, you can go into the mine for free, but then you pay. Oh, it wasn't much. It must have been about $40 a bucket that I paid for. But I could fill it up as much as I want. And, they didn't pick through it, take the good ones out. If I found a treasure, and I think this one, I love this one. I really think this is just the perfect size. And I just love that it has smoky quartz on top. And then it has the little purple ones inside the cavity. Yeah. That's lovely. And then I have 2 rocks that are for breaking open, because the crystals are inside. You can see the veins are running across the rock, but the rock has to be broken open or cut open. Now, if I can find somebody with a cutter, that would be even better. Oh, Robert's here too. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so everybody, I should tell you, I guess, is I hope everybody has been in to see my video that I uploaded today. And I've been uploading video. I think there's 3 new videos up on my channel right now from my trip. One was an introduction of what I was doing on the trip. The other 2 were explorers. I have a couple of more. Do I have 2 more explorers? I have at least 1 more explore. I have the next explore video is me. We're just gonna have a chit chat while you're watching me mine for amethyst, right? While I mine for amethyst, so you'll see what I was actually doing out there. It was amazing. I had a little boy who wanted to be a YouTuber, and I told him if he came and subscribed to me that I would encourage you guys to subscribe to his channel, right? If you could just say Cindy sent us or something. He's not allowed to get comments or anything on his channel because he's just a little kid, right? But how exciting to have your subscriber count build up, and I have the sweetest subscriber, so I know that you guys will do that for him, right? Yeah, he's going to upload a video, and I'll share it to my channel, right? When he did his interview, I'll share it. I'll share it to my channel. I'm sure he'll like that. And I told him to tag me, and his dad said he would show him how to do tags and stuff. But yeah, I had some amazing conversations with some mature couples. It's kind of neat how I get along and have conversations with people, because I get along with all kinds of ages. I think that I can relate. I guess I don't know if I have a youthful personality, but I think I have a mature personality at the same time, right? Maybe I'm just multi-personalitied. Who knows? Who knows, right? I don't think it's hurting anybody one way or another, right? It's probably more entertaining than not, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, hi Robert. It's nice to see you hanging out with us tonight. And again, like I said, if you guys go into my YouTube and see what I've uploaded, I have uploaded a few videos, right? And yeah, and hopefully I got some thumbs up and a lovely comments. I tried to get back to as many as I could before I started my live tonight, but I wanted to make sure that this week that my videos are pretty consistent. I would like to see if it just naturally picks up momentum. If I could just kind of even just flow into little explores even within the city and promote some of the beautiful, right? Who knows where this takes me? But you know what? You play it by ear and just go with the flow and just enjoy it. And I really did enjoy those moments, and yeah, it was a really, really neat experience. And I do this quite often. If you haven't been with me for any length of time, uh, you should know that I actually do go on these sabbaticals almost every year. This past couple of years, the world has had a little bit of change going on, and hopefully, most of us here have rolled with those punches. We're coming out of something before we're rolling into something else. No worse for wear, right? We're still all kicking. We're still all here, right? And again, I'm going to send my heart out to that kind subscriber who was in here last week, and the same week that her husband passed away, and she joined us for our live, right? And like I said, it has been a crazy couple of years. And when I say, we're not no worse for wear. It's not without our dings. It's not without our struggles and our heartbreaks. It just means that we made it, right? We're still here. Like, it's important that we move forward, right? That we just keep going. And I don't know. I just wanted to kind of take a moment and just let everybody know how much I appreciate that I've had this channel and had all you guys support me the way you do in the past few years. Yeah. And I actually, Kathy was in my live today, but I was actually looking at my YouTube channel at the first video that I actually went in front of the camera, and I watched that video again, and it was me working in my sister's garden, and it was a conversation I was having. It was when I was sending, who was I sending a walking stick to? I can't remember, but it was little gifts, right? Or it was just little gifts that I was giving to people that I had hanging out with me when I was going through the hairy scary, and somehow I ended up, in front of the camera in my sister's backyard, and I uploaded that video, and I just kind of happened onto it. And I don't like to watch my videos over again, right? I like to just go on to the next. But the thing is, I learned so much from watching that video from July 1st, 2017. Now, I've been on YouTube since 2014, right? And fairly consistent in all that time too. I mean, the content has changed a lot. It was a lot of adapt, a lot of conquer, a lot of learning and growing and changing, right? And but I kept going, going, going. And I think this was what I was meant to do, is just to share my journey, because it certainly has been a journey. But like I said, I've done these trips every single year uh, for decades now. I usually go on a camping trip for a week or two. I take time off, and but as I became in shorter spans of my work and stuff, it was hard to accumulate time off so that you can actually take time off and not lose pay and stuff. And also, different situations during the course of the past couple of years, it's shut me down. But again, adapt and conquer, right? But I am proud that I am here, and I have been here every Sunday practically since that time that that one video of me going live started me. Well, maybe I might not have ever gone live. Maybe this show maybe might not have manifested because, right, I didn't do that one live on July 1st 2017. Boy, it was painful watching that video though. Oh, I have changed so much, not just emotionally, because we can all see that Cindy's changed a little bit. I don't know, for the better, for the worse. It is what it is. We adapt, we conquer, we move forward, learn from our failures, right? Celebrate the successes. But again, it was painful watching it, but I did see the progress. I just really did see the improvements, and again, not just emotionally and in the lessons and stuff, but physically. Like when I looked at myself, I thought, oh my goodness, Cindy, you look like you're 20 years older in this video. And this was almost what, 10 years ago, 2017. No, it was 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago, right? And you look 20 years younger. I think I look 20 years younger than when I made that video. That was just the beginning of all the pressure, the stress, the working at it, trying to do something better for myself, right? I would never in a million years guess that it would have led to where I'm sitting right now, right? Putting out content that I put out right now, dreaming of things that I never would have thought would have been possible. And yet I'm dreaming them, and I'm thinking about them, and I'm visualizing them, right? And then to see them manifest out of nothing, right? I had a paycheck, and yet I made this adventure that maybe somebody might have spent thousands and thousands of dollars to go on. And I just did it all budget. And I didn't have to entertain anybody. I could do whatever I wanted. If I wanted to stop, I could stop. If I wanted to get a coffee, well, I stopped wherever I could. Oh, right. And I have to do a Google review. They just sent me an email to congratulate me on my 3 million views on my Google reviews, right? Like I like to take pictures of buildings and stuff, and I like to think I take good pictures, but I didn't realize I had accumulated that much of a following when it came to the pictures that I take when I'm on the road and stuff. And I wish I had taken more, but I did take a few. In this one gas station, I did take the. Did I take their photograph? Oh, I hope I took a photograph. I can take a screen clip, I'm sure. Oh, but then it wouldn't be mine, and it wouldn't be honest, because it is Google Photos. Yeah, we're going to have to rethink this. I might just have to be able to give a review, but I'm going to give the most amazing review. I went in to get coffee. I was stinky. I was tired. I was jubilant. I was frustrated. I had to pay before I could pump my gas. I was done. I was just looking for filling up that tank, find a little cove, and walk. Oh no, it wasn't calling it night. It was waking up in the morning. That's why I was so out of it too. But it was a very lovely drive that morning. I just remembered how beautiful it was in the morning, right? But I did remember how hard it was to go out and get out of the car and get motivated and right, and then drive to the gas station, and you getting ready in a gas station and washing and cleaning up and getting dressed. But that's the thing too, when it's just me, well, I don't mind me, right? If I was with somebody else, then I would have to make sure that, I'm showering, I'm cleaning properly and stuff. Now, if it's just me, what do I care, right? Change your underwear and you're good to go, right? But yeah, it's kind of what was I going to say? Uh, a challenge getting out of that car in the morning, because it's just so cozy, but at the same time your bladder's ready to go, and right, you have no choice. And the traffic is building up on the highway, especially if you're pulled over on the highway. That traffic is moving faster, so it's pretty loud, so you couldn't sleep if you wanted to. But it's really kind of nice when you take in the mother nature, because you really do feel like you're out in the wilderness, even then, even with all that noise and traffic, and right. Yeah, it was so much fun. But I went into this one gas station, and I just asked the lady when I was pumping the gas, and I paid for my gas, and I said, "Oh, you wouldn't happen to know if there's a Tim Hortons in this town, do you?" And she goes, "Oh no." And I said, "Oh, I saw a Robin's Donuts shop down the road. Maybe I'll go down there and grab a coffee." And she goes, "Well, I really think that I make the best coffee in town." And I says, "Oh, okay, well, I'll try your coffee." And I said, fixing the coffee. She says, "I would like to buy you a cup of coffee." Right? And I says, "Oh no, I'm happy to buy a coffee. I've just never had, I'm not a big fan of gas station coffee, right?" But yeah, if you've got your word tied up on, you make the best coffee in town. Well, let's see if you make the best coffee in town. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking that. And I fixed my coffee up, and the coffee was magnificent. And I asked her what the brand was, and she just said, "Oh, I just bought it at the co-op store. They have a few really nice coffees there, and I tried a few out, and this is the one that I really liked. My customers really seem to like." And I said, "Well, it's absolutely fabulous. I would really like to pay for this cup of coffee. I really think I should pay for this." She goes, "Oh no, no, no." She says, "I'd like to buy it for you." So she bought me a cup of coffee. So I had a cup of coffee, and it's a good thing I bought that cup of coffee there, because it was 2 hours at least before I even saw another town where I could have gotten something to drink, right? Or something to eat, or somewheres to find to get ready. I got to keep up on the comments, you guys. But yeah, it's really nice to see you guys here. Oh, you like the church? I love that little church. It's so pretty. And you guys remember that St. Paul's church that I did maybe last year? No, 2 years ago I did St. Paul's church. That was a lovely little church. Very similar type of setup where they had a little box where you could donate and stuff. But I thought it was really cute that they had that basket, number one, because it kind of signaled to me that was a place to donate money, because I kind of had that thought when I first saw it, when I was looking for the donation basket. And then just to see that there were a couple of lovely donations, like there was a $20 bill, and a couple of gave $10. I wasn't going to give everything away. I was on a budget. It was a budget one, but I wanted to show them that I did appreciate. And that goes to the upkeep of that church. And that church was right on the highway. Anybody could stop and vandalize it and take its stuff or anything, but that's the kind of respect that Canadians have. Very unlike this fishing lodge, right? Totally different story, because this fishing lodge that I explore, it was trash. Was it so disrespected? Like there was nothing left. You could maybe save, it had a great parking lot, I have to say, because it was on a bit of a cliff on a hill, right? They had cut it into the rock. And so the top was nice and flat, and they had used, what's that black tar? They tarred the top. So it had an amazing parking lot. It had a man-made lake, which was really quite lovely, and I'm sure fully stocked, in that place being abandoned for as long as as it has been. I bet you the fish in there are really nice. Um, I think the platforms, the concrete platforms, might be still good from the buildings. That would be amazing. That would save lots of money too. But I think the parking lot is a huge savings. Like, the platform on the top of this little rock overhang where they built the lodge. It was really well done. So I think that's savable. There were a couple of old gas pumps there that would need to be all those built. Every single one of those buildings would have to be brought down. And I would think probably there were probably concrete bases on most of them, except for maybe the motel looked like it might have been a little bit earlier. I'm probably thinking that, you could tell the different stages that they were adding things, like the bar would have been added, and the restaurant would have been added. The house on the back of it might have been added. The trailers, the cabins would have all been added. The generator, the furnace, all of that would have been added as they went, right? But I think originally it might have started as just a motel on the highway. Yeah, and it seems to me that it might have been for sale at one point, but there was no for sale sign. There were no signs at all. It was just nothing. It was just a bunch of buildings that were totally trashed, and yeah, I mean, if somebody could find the owner, I think there were possibilities there. I really think it had a great entrance. It had a great exit. It had nice big parking lot. It had the man-made lake. Yeah, some concrete foundations. That's a good start, when it comes to the cost of building a place, right? Those are some big hike, but yeah, they're nothing savable. You wouldn't want to save anything. You want to redo them all for sure, 100%. You think? Which ones do you think, Pat? Yeah, because I don't know. I didn't think any of them were savable in truth. Hmm. But I did think the trailer was savable, right? Remember what I said, that I would love to renovate that trailer. That's because my friend Michael, you guys, if you haven't been over to Michael from Macubler 5, his Explore channel for a while, if you could go over there and give him some love. He's had a really rough couple of years, right? And he's been putting out his content, putting out that love, and he's been going through some real personal struggles, and my heart goes out to him. Yeah, so if you go check out his content, see what he's put out there in the past little while, that would be nice. Yeah, Macubler 5. Yeah, I'm sure you guys remember Michael from Australia. Yeah, and my friend, Anad from Exploring and Me, now he had to stop urban exploring because he's got rheumatoid arthritis too. He has many, many different kinds of rheumatoid also, and he really, really suffers, and he takes heavy duty medications to keep that pain down. But it's been a rough couple of years for him too, especially, with his grandmother dying and one of his cats passing away, and his illness flaring up, and the heartbreak of having to give up your exploring videos, right? Because of your health conditions, right? And that you're not able to do that kind of, your body can't take that kind of traveling. And he was doing it anyway. And he still does it, the little bugger, right? Because he loves Mother Nature, and he's very much like me that way. He loves Mother Nature, and he loves his walks and his bike rides and going for swims in the lakes, and he's outdoors all the time, right? He keeps his Instagram going. I'm going to see if I can get him to interview with me on my Instagram. That's a really good idea. He needs to be able to expand on his YouTube channel, because he had a really good thing going on, and he put a lot of work into it, and he learned a lot of skills. He was a very good video editor too, much better than I. So if I can keep going, there's no reason that a nod can't either. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, a lot of my friends that I started out with, when it came to urban exploring and stuff, they're around. Like it's a tough job to keep going in social media. It cracks, it does, but people always seem to give up right in that point where something is going to crack for them, right? And I just say, you just gotta keep going, right? You just gotta keep going. Okay, let's see what you guys are talking about. Yeah, no, I don't know what buildings could have. What was that big machine? That big machine? Was that a generator? Was that room that I said that smelled like oil and stuff? Was that a generator? Was that for electricity? Or were they pulling electricity from the highway? I can't remember if there were power lines, but I was out in the countryside. I really was. I don't think there were any towns nearby where I was exploring. So yeah, if you guys can tell me, I'm sure that hotel has been on urban exploration videos before, because I do know that there are a few urban explorers in Ontario, and they're pretty popular online. So I'd be curious to know if that was a generator. Yeah. The next one, well, the next video, well, will it be the next video I put out? No, I think I'll put one of the mine videos out with me mining. I think it's only a short one. I'll put that out in the next few days. I'll upload that one, and then I'll upload the one, because after this explore, I just decided just to wander around, because it was on a little man-made lake, and I wanted to see if I could walk around it and stuff. So I started walking the little deer trails and stuff like I usually do, right? And I found another area of the hunting lodge and fishing lodge, and it was actually some trailers and some cabanas and stuff, and they were deserted to maybe some tool sheds or something. Maybe it was a back end. And it was a little bit of a scrapper or something. So I made a little short video of that area too, and I'll show that maybe this week sometime, maybe at the end of the week, or maybe next Sunday. I'll put that one up next Sunday, and I'll put the one of me mining up in the next couple of days. I'll shoot that one up, because that one was only 5 minutes or so. But just so you guys could see what I was doing and what it was all about, right? It really, really was so much fun. I wish I could have stayed another day, and I suppose I could have, but I wouldn't have had. It would have like been come home, go to work, drop the car off, and then work for the next few days. And then I would have been today, I wouldn't have gotten anything done, because I would have been burnt from my week, right? It would have been, well, I still would have had to get this stuff done, because I need my clothes and stuff for next week too, right? And I just wanted to make sure that with the weather changing and stuff, I want to see what I've got put away for winter clothes, and I want to start switching out a lot of the outfits that I had for summer, because I did pick some very nice summer outfits this year, and I'm very pleased for my outfits. But it is cooling down quite a bit now, so I think it's time that I can maybe start bringing out some sweaters, and then putting like tonight, I want to put the air conditioner away. That'll make a little bit of space in here, make me feel like a little bit more open, and at the same time, it will give me my rack here for my shoes, and I'll be able to get my mountain of shoes out of the hallway and get them nicely, neatly put away. It really felt good cleaning underneath that stove. I had two of my favorite spatulas underneath the stove and didn't even know that they were underneath there. Yeah. I must have dropped them, but pick them up later, and then just totally forgot them. And if you're just coming in late, I want to show everybody one of my crystals, right? Get real close. Each one of those crystals has hundreds of little crystals on them, and it's on both sides, right? You could take a look. Whoops. Just gorgeous. I could just stare at this. I just love, love, love my crystal. This one is my crystal. This is the one that I'm gonna have to remember my trip from. This one will always be mine, right? So I think I'm just going to keep these two crystals, and I have a box there that I will I will divvy out. But yeah, this crystal and this crystal I'm going to keep. Next year, I'm going to, well, maybe it's not going to be the agenda of the trip, but one of the things I'm going to do is I want to go into the States anyway. So next year, I decided I want to go down to Arkansas because I want the pillar crystals, and they have those in Arkansas, and I can get some really, really beautiful, beautiful crystals down in Arkansas. And I think it would be a fun trip. I actually had to Google to find out where Arkansas was, but it's way down south. So I'll be able to go visit lots of states I think that I might not have seen. And if I did see, I was very, very young, right? And didn't pay attention to the destinations because my dad used to road trip all the time. Like we've been to many, many, many of the states, and many of those states we have been to many, many times, right? My dad loved road trips. Yeah, it's why one of the reasons why I love road trips, but I'm not sure if we love road trips for the same reason because he always took his family. I couldn't imagine being able to enjoy. My dad must have loved his family so much. He must have loved his wife and his kids so much that that time that he had for himself to get away and really delve into Mother Nature and do the things that he wanted to do. He did lots of things on his own, but these are the things that I like to do alone. And yet he did that with his family. I'm not even going to look at my phone. And these were things that he loved to do with his family. He loved to do lot. He loved his family more than anything. But then again, that was his kingdom. And I wonder, well, did he direct all of this? Did my dad have ideas of the future for his kids, right? This is something my dad started. Where I'm sitting right now is directly a result of my dad's actions and his direction in my upbringing. 100%, right? 100%. But again, as much as I'm my father's daughter, I'm my mother's daughter too, so I have a little bit of that combination of both, right? But yeah, and maybe that's the part that is my mother's part of me where I like that time alone. I like that time where I can just be with myself. But then again, my dad was by himself too quite often because he even meditated twice a day. So if nothing else, he got that 20 minutes in his bedroom by himself twice a day. I remember that for his whole life, for as long as I ever knew him, right? But my grandmother was the same way. My grandmother, well, I think she was much more mature when she woke up to all of that. And she only lived for a few years, I think, um, after she woke up to it. But she was a different person, and I think she worked a little bit. My dad worked a little bit, but maybe my dad directed all of this. He knew exactly what was going to happen with me, right? But it just didn't happen with me. That's the funny thing. Like my whole family, right, except for one sister, has kind of come along for the journey too. It's really interesting. Again, sometimes I just have to sit back and just watch and see the workings of all of this, right? It's not necessary for me to have my fingers in everything, but I do like to be aware of what's going on and exactly make some notes. Okay. And what's that, Robert? What roads? What roads were you getting frustrated with? Got to go back here. Yeah, I know when I went to Thunder Bay, it said it was a 7-hour drive, but I think for me it was actually almost 24 hours. I make lots of pit stops. I make lots of pit stops, and I really think it's not really 7 hours. I think because you can only go 90 kilometers an hour on the highway, the Trans Canada Highway in Toronto or Ontario. Here in Manitoba, you can go up to 110, I think, before you get a ticket, right? So I did notice the speed limits. And because I have cruise control, and I was into the view, so you just put your car cruise control, and I just enjoyed the views the entire time, right? And I hope these are all comments coming in on the video that I put on tonight. And if you guys haven't seen the adventure I put on today, I explored an abandoned fishing and hunting lodge. So be sure to go check it out. And before you guys leave here, it sure would be nice to have a thumbs up, right? Because if YouTube gets those thumbs up, being registered on my channel, they'll maybe promote my channel to other people, and then more people can join us on Sundays, right? I have the most amazing moderators that can handle so much more than what they're getting every Sunday. Yeah, they're not going to like me if I ever pop. They'd be able to handle it. But the thing is, if I ever popped, the two of them would have to quit their jobs and they would just have to hang out with me on Sunday nights. Wouldn't that be a great job to have? Right? They do it for free anyway. You might as well get paid for it. Yeah. And we're working towards that. Hey, guys, wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. See what you guys are all up to saying. Yeah, actually, Pat, I agree with you. I like that too. In the mornings, especially, sometimes I would go and walk to work and it would be dark outside still. The sun wouldn't come up, and especially in the winter. And it was just so nice to walk to work, just to be by myself and have those few minutes to, bring in the world, contemplate the world before you actually take on the world, right? Yeah. Brooklyn. Oh my goodness. Does your family background from Brooklyn also, Owen? Like your grandparents, are they from New York also? Is your history coming from that area? Yeah, maybe you're an immigrant. Maybe you came from another country. I'm meeting so many amazing people from all different parts of the world. And it's really strange how the media stirs things up and causes agitation and conflict, right? Just trying to get your attention and get you all stirred up with an opinion or something that isn't even true about people. Because I'm just meeting such amazing, amazing people out there, right? Oh, Dave's here. Hi, Dave. I hope everybody is having a great night. Dave, I uploaded another Explore video today, so that makes 3 Explore videos since I've been back on Sunday. And just in case, because you're just coming in now, let me show you one of my crystals that I found. Ooh, sparkly, sparkly. Like I said, I can play with these all day long. I know eventually I'm going to get sick of it, right? But not anytime soon, I don't think. I just love my crystals, right? So beautiful. Yeah, it's fun to get in there and discover new things. And I'm going to see if I can get that cleaned up a little bit more. I might even discover even nicer ones. Yeah, I got that on my mining trip. I just got back. I got back on Monday afternoon. I think it came in like maybe early evening. Yeah, early evening on Monday. I had Tuesday off, so it was time enough for me to. Oh, I worked like the Dickens. I washed all my gear, packed all my gear away. A lot of it I just finished doing today. Like I wrapped it up and put my couch cushions back in their spot. And wash the floors in that walk-in closet and everything. Try and make room so that I can roll that upright air conditioner into the room and be done with that for another year, and that there was lots of space and I could still get in there nice and easy. Yeah, all kinds of projects going on. But I can look around right now and think, oh my goodness, what a mess. But sometimes you gotta make a mess to clean a mess. And I certainly am getting things a little bit organized. I want to go bottle digging tomorrow. I have another day off. I could, but I don't like to postpone things. And I thought, well, if I have tomorrow, then maybe the next day I could just kind of relax and take in lessons. I just feel I'm not able just to sit and get things done because I feel like I'm chasing things right now that I'm not getting things done. But if I actually look at it, I'm actually getting quite a bit done. Oh, okay. Do you have crystals in your area, Robert? Do you have crystals in the area that you live in? Burlington, right? Because I've been looking at different places in Ontario. Like I wanted to do some rock hounding, and I did a little bit alongside the roads and along some of the lakes and stuff. And I'm making a bowl right now. Let me grab it right here and show everybody. I'm so tired. I'm just going to wheel over here. Okay. So I haven't started it yet, but remember that little gold shovel I got at my work for 50 cents? So I'm going to take that out of the case. This is going to be a jar that I'm making to remind me of my trip. I've got little strings of light, and I'm going to entangle all my crystals, because these are all crystals. If you look at them, they've all got gems in them. They're full of amethyst, right? Look at sparklies. That's a smoky quartz, that one there. And then I got things like, acorns and some of the little pebbles and stuff. But I'm going to wrap my lights all in the bowl and everything. And I'm going to take my shovel out of its box, and I'm just going to put it in there. I think it'll look really pretty on my shelf. When it's all done, I'll show everybody. But that's my least of my concerns right now. I've got so many other projects on the go. But, I get these little ideas, and I think it will look nice when it's all done. But if I've got another 30 or 40 little sabbaticals that I'm going to do every year, can you imagine what a house is going to look like with all these bowls of rocks? So eventually they'll have to make it to a little garden, or maybe I'll build something with them or something. They'll have to, right? Things change, right? And I'll be able to part with them just as fast as I'm bringing them in. But right now I am enjoying my crystals, and I have my big one that I will always keep right until the day I die, right? Things that I love on. Yeah, things that will stay with me. And I know that crystal will stay with me for a while. The one I was sitting on the rocks. Oh, that's the introduction one. Yeah, to just talk a little bit about this trip that I was going on, Dave, when I did that video. But I also did the church, and I did one at the hunting lodge. The one I put up tonight, the video I put up tonight, was exploring the hunting lodge. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, is that ever nice of you to say? I appreciate that because that was just me sitting on the rock. And that was the night before I was leaving, and I hadn't yet settled anything. I had just arranged to get the car, but I didn't have it in my possession. But I was all packed, ready to go, and I was just trusting that the trip was going to happen. And I had a little bit of a buzz going on because, right, I was at that stage where all it had to take was somebody to go, and it could all just crumble away and blow away in the dust in the air. But I felt pretty solid in where I was in the trip, and I'm really pleased that it worked out so well for me. I really was pleased with that. Yeah, but Arkansas, I'm thinking will be the next trip. But the thing is, I want other things to do, right? Like this video or this vacation when I went on, it was to go mining. But I also did the urban explorers. I explored the church, right? I did the mining. I flew a kite down in the harbor of Thunder Bay. I took my kite. It was beautiful. What a beautiful kite. Oh my goodness. Everybody was staring and taking video of me flying my kite and everything. Yeah, it was beautiful. And I'm looking forward before winter comes to taking that kite to the park and really letting her rip. I have a new wheel for the string, which is really good because the string actually wrapped around my finger, but the wind was so tight that that string could have taken my finger right off because it had wrapped and the kite was way up there yanking on my finger. But I do have a proper roller. I picked it up work. I think I only paid I think $1.50 for it. I actually thought the roller was for making spools of yarn. That's what. So I put it in the linen department because I thought, oh, the ladies will like that because then they can make spools of yarn. They can roll your yarn up. But that's not what it's for. It's for the kite, right? You put the string on it, right? And this way it makes it easier, and you don't have that risk of having a finger come off, right? Because that hurt. That really hurt. And it had me in a little bit of a panic for like 2 seconds until right away I flipped my finger around and took the string off. It didn't quite wrap around, but I could have seen the potential of what could have happened if I did get it wrapped around pretty good. That kite could have taken the finger right off and would have cut right through that finger. Yeah. You have a big kite too? Yeah, I have an amazing kite. Have you guys seen my kite yet? Let me show it to you. And in fact, it's good that I'm doing it now because I want to roll it up because I never rolled it up afterwards. I just tied it in a big knot. Come on. I just tied it in a big knot and I have not folded it up properly yet, but it's such an amazing kite. And I want to use sparkles. This is my kite, but look at the train, you guys. It's like 50 feet long. It looks like a bunch of strings right now, but when you open it up, you can see how wide the tail actually is, right? It's actually a very, very long time. It's actually a great big huge dragon. I want to put sparkles all the way around it. I thought green sparkles and maybe some orange sparkles in here so that when the sun hits it, it really makes a really great look. But see, just one project and one thing to do after another, it just never stops with me. It just never does. And then I think, oh, I should be absolutely pooped. And when it is time for me to go to bed, like I have no problem. You go, okay, Cindy, you're done with your day. And then I just get out, wash, and I just get in my pajamas and I go to bed, right? But I'm very grateful that I'm a good sleeper because I wouldn't be able to burn the way that I burn if I wasn't a good sleeper. And on top of that, have my good health. So I am grateful for my good health too, right? Yeah, I love this kite. I love this kite and I loved flying it. Can you imagine it was flying over the big harbor hotel there and everybody was standing around and watching me fly the kite. It actually the first time it got entangled in the rose bushes and then some biker, I guess his wife sent him out of the car and this big biker came over and he goes, "Oh, let me let me get in there. I'll just go get it because the thorn right in the middle of the thorn bushes was just not letting the tail go. And I was trying to maneuver it without going in there because this pricklies and this big, handsome biker came to my rescue, and I was just like, oh, right. And it was a brand new biker jacket, and he says, "Oh, let me do that for you. I'm dressed for it." And I says, "Oh, but it's such a nice jacket you're wearing. You're gonna ruin your beautiful jacket." And he went in there like it was nothing, got my tail off, and then he went back to his car. But when I looked there, I could see his wife, and his wife was all proud of him and everything because he came and helped the damsel in distress, right? So I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was very gentlemanly, and I thought it was very sweet. And again, this is what I was talking about on Instagram today, how we don't give people chances, how we judge people even before having a conversation, even before we know what's in their hearts or what they're going through or what they've been through, right? And we make these judgments, and then we just kind of all stay standoffish from them, and then we miss opportunities to meet amazing people, right? Mm-hmm. I like this. We're getting traffic directions with Dave. I guess they live in the same area, right? You do lots of traveling, like driving, Dave? Do you do lots of driving when you're on the road? You know those roads pretty good? I don't like the 401. The 401 is a scary highway, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Especially when you have one of those great big semis riding your butt. Holy moly, that can be intimidating, right? I'm a fairly good driver, and I managed to get in Toronto, and I managed to do that highway all the way through the city the way that I did without any mishap. So I guess I did okay, but it still wasn't comfortable in the time, right? Yeah, I didn't like that highway. Oh, okay. Dave was saying he lives in the area. It's a I never experienced anything like that, Dave. That was just one crazy highway. But I did it, right? I did it. I managed to drive it a few times. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't quite get down that south when I was out there. So I've been out in Ontario twice, Dave. We should meet for coffee or something on my next trip. Maybe on my trip to Arkansas, right? I need to make because I didn't take my passport. If I had taken my passport with me, I would have come home. I would have tried to come home through the states, right? If I didn't have to go into quarantine or if there weren't any regulations. But I do have my double vaccination card or what you call passport, what have you, right? Very grateful that I applied right away because I hear that people are having difficulties right now getting their card. They want to get out there and do some traveling and stuff, and everybody's waiting for their card. So I'm glad I applied for it right away. The problem was that you had the option of using the online digital one or the card, right? And so I applied for the card. They gave me the digital one anyway. But the thing is, what if the grid crashes? What if the grid crashes? Like I want paper proof. Right? Show me your papers, right? You have to be able to show them something if there's no grid. They were actually talking about meteors. There's one meteor that's getting pretty close to Earth, and there's some kind of sun spurt or something that they're expecting to happen that happens periodically, and they expect that it will mess with the radio waves and that the grid will crash at some point, right? And they're expecting it to happen. They say that we're due for one, right? So I'm interested about that. Yeah, I just want to get on Elon Musk's internet service, right? Just get under his care right off the hop, and no matter what, where I'm going, I could do lives wherever I wanted, right? Way out in the boonies, way out at that hunting fishing lodge. I could have sat there and did a live show, nice and clear, right? How amazing would that be? That's right, because Elon Musk now, he has a satellite where we can actually, but it's a trial right now just for Canadians, people in the States, and the people in other countries. They can't join right now. It's just a trial. But he's doing it for Canadians right now. So ever since I heard that he was doing it, I wanted to get into the program. And I heard it's $99 or something like that a month, which is only $30 a month more than what I'm paying for. But won't it be handy dandy? Won't it be handy dandy once I'm back on the road permanently full time, that I don't ever have to worry about the internet? That at the same time I'm doing my YouTube videos, I'll be able to do my live videos when I'm on the road on the highways, because lots of times you watch these live shows and stuff that they do, or this live recordings that are later on, you can see the buffering and the sound, and the visuals are not good just because there isn't good reception, right? But under Elon Musk's program, while there would be good reception, and I'd be able to go live and have perfect live whenever I wanted to. How amazing would that be? Yeah, those times are coming, right? I know the things that would make my life a little bit easier, what would make them a little bit more enjoyable and stuff. And I work towards those things, just like I work towards this trip to um to Thunder Bay. And I'm really pleased that it turned out so well. It turned out a lot better than I thought. The cost of the vehicle was $100 less than what I thought it was going to be. And on top of being $100 less than what I thought it was going to be, I got to have the vehicle for 2 extra days. It was unlimited mileage, so I didn't have to pay anything extra for the mileage. It was intermediate SUV, so it was a much larger vehicle that I was getting, and I was able to set it up like a camper in the back of the vehicle, so it worked out really well. Sleeping arrangements worked really well. I brought way too much food with me because I barely ate on the road. I forced myself to have snacks just because I knew that things were going to spoil. And I know there was some fruit and vegetables I ended up having to throw away because I didn't even eat them. But the thing is, I don't know. I like munchies and stuff, but for whatever reason, I was enjoying myself maybe, and I got preoccupied in the experience and didn't focus too much on the food part. But I had to pay attention only because I knew that the food was spoiling as I was on the trip. So next trip that I go, I think maybe I'll just take a few treats for the front seat, and then just buy snacks along the way, specialty items of the community, try new things, try maybe new restaurants. I didn't even get to have my peanut butter toast. I did have peanut butter because I took peanut butter with me, but I didn't get to have my peanut butter toast because I didn't go into a restaurant for breakfast, right? The only place I went to was to McDonald's, and I would have quick coffee, muffin, right? Have something for breakfast there. They honored my coupons from here. They wouldn't scan properly, and they were getting managers and supervisors all trying to figure out why these coupons weren't scanning. But nobody asked me if I was from Ontario or if they were Ontario coupons, right? I knew that they were Manitoba coupons, and that was probably why they weren't scanning properly. But they honored them anyway, so I appreciate that because every penny that I saved went into other things. Oh, I got another Indigenous card, you guys. I want you to see this one. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. The moment I saw it, and this was my one souvenir, besides the stuff, the rocks and crystals that I picked up. This is a new card of Indigenous art that I picked up. I just love this one. I just love this one. This one is by Edgar Allan Rossetti, and he was born in 1966, and he originally came from Prince George, British Columbia, right? So So this gentleman, he actually does murals. He does his art is on the norm on sides of buildings. He finds big blank spaces on sides of building, and he usually paints on the sides of buildings. So I have quite a few of these. I don't have frames for them. Hopefully this is the same size as the others, which are they're odd size, 6x9. So I guess I'm going to be doing like 11x13s or something with a little bit of a mat around the frame or something, and I'll frame them that way. But yeah, and then I'm going to hang them all up. And I have quite a few of them are from the 70s because I've been collecting these. Most of these are vintage that I did get donated from estates and stuff, right? So whenever they come in, I try to pick them up. I even have a few that I just got in a little stack, right? Because I have nowhere to put them in because I'm waiting for the proper frames for them, right? Yeah, no, I would never use these cards. I would never, they're beautiful cards. And I'm sure anybody who got one of those cards would appreciate them very much, but they're so beautiful. But they're also collector, and some of them actually are originally signed, not print signed, but actually signed. So, and I do love my indigenous art, and it does come from a time in my life that I had appreciation for fine indigenous art and got to experience fine indigenous art, and I just kind of adapted in my own way, found a way to be able to collect it myself. I'm also grateful, I'm going to say right now, is because I had my Inuit painting up for sale. I was trying to raise some extra money for my trip to Thunder Bay, and I put it up for the sale. I knew that a few extra $100. I knew for sure that it was worth a few $100, and I put it up for sale, and it didn't sell. But the trip was done. The trip was amazing, and I still have my picture. So today I screwed the screw back into the wall, and I rehung my Inuit painting. I know I've been doing all kinds of stuff today, but just to take a mention, I am grateful. I am grateful that I got to keep my Inuit painting, but that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to get rid of it. If something bigger or better comes along, and I have to find out a way how to regroup some more money. Okay, everybody. I guess that's my live tonight. It was an amazing trip, you guys. If you haven't watched my hunting and fishing lodge video yet, make sure after the live that you go in there into my channel and go watch that video. It was a pretty good video. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, that would be nice. If before you leave, you give me a thumbs up, because YouTube will get this live out to other people that might find it interesting. More people we can get into our crew, the better. We have an amazing crew, people. Every Sunday, right? And the crappy couple of years that we've had, and the way we've held each other up, right? Like, oh my goodness. Like one day I look forward to tell you some of those amazing stories that I know that some of you have written for yourselves. And that's what we're doing. We're all writing our own stories, right? And isn't it amazing that uh this habit of us coming together every Sunday night gets to be written into your story? And I'm really honored that you guys give me your time of day. I really am, because an hour and a half is a long time, and even if you come in for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes of your life that you decided to give to me. So I really appreciate it, right? And if I don't say it enough, I'd like to make sure that you guys understand how much I appreciate you. Okay, everybody. That's it for tonight. We'll see each other Sunday. If you guys want to come and hang out with me anytime, I go live every morning on Instagram. You can catch me on Instagram every single day. At the very least, you can catch some of my photographs and stuff from my trip over on Instagram. I got explore videos up again, so make sure you check out those explore videos. And until next Sunday, I guess that's it. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.